everyone. It is the regular city council meeting for Monday, April 24th, 2023. I will call the meeting to order. If we could all stand up for the pledge of allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Can I roll call, please, Teresa?
Matt Peterson.
Yes.
Matt Girardi.
Yeah.
Adam Ryder.
Yes.
J.T. Thompson.
Yes.
Rich Peterson.
Yes.
Okay, approval of the agenda. Does anybody have any questions or comments, concerns with anything there? If not, I'll ask for a motion to approve.
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second? Second. Roll call, please.
Matt Girardi.
Yep.
Adam Ryder.
Yes.
J.T. Thompson.
Yes.
Rich Peterson.
Yes.
Matt Peterson.
Yes.
Number 5, I believe we can skip. So let's jump down to number 6, the consent agenda. Again, anybody questions, comments, concerns with anything on there? Pretty short and sweet.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as submitted.
Second. Second. And roll call, please.
Adam Ryder.
Yes.
J.T. Thompson.
Yes.
Rich Peterson.
Yes.
Matt Peterson.
Yes.
Matt Girardi.
Yep.
Okay, number 7, public hearing on the fiscal year 2023-24 budget. So I'll ask for a motion to open the public hearing.
I'll make a motion to open the public hearing.
Second.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Who's second? Matt. J.T. Thompson.
Yes.
Rich Peterson.
Yes.
Matt Peterson.
Yes.
Matt Girardi.
Yes.
Adam Ryder.
Yes. I haven't heard any public comments. Have any of you, or Teresa, or Cheryl,
No.
anybody? Okay. Okay. I don't think there's anybody here to discuss it. So with that, I'll ask for a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
And roll call, please.
Rich Peterson.
Yes.
Matt Peterson.
Yes.
Matt Girardi.
Yes.
Adam Ryder.
Yes.
J.T. Thompson.
Yes.
Okay. Number 8, JCEA discussion on future expectations and financial commitment. So we have the JCEA group here with us tonight. So Kelly, I'll let you, the floor is yours.
Thank you. I'm Kelly Brown, and I have with me Ben Davison. We're the only two with Jackson County Economic Alliance. First of all, I want to thank you because we're at the end of our 5-year capital campaign, which means we're starting a new 5-year capital campaign. We want to thank you for all your support over the years, and of course, I have to ask you to continue to support. So my least favorite thing to do is asking for money, but the best part of all of these meetings is getting in front of everyone, reminding them that we're here, that we have resources, that in fact our strategy going forward is going to be a little bit different. We've kind of had a bunch of things that we just worked on all the time, and for the next 5 years we'd like to be more committed to spending more time with you, getting to know your town, getting to know what your goals are. The Congress, like just a couple months ago, and Teresa can tell you, and she probably did, that there was some money available and they said give us some projects, and we had no projects to give. And so we would like to work more with cities to put themselves in better positions that when things like this come available, we have more shovel-ready projects that we can say, we've got money, we want your money, and this is how we're going to spend it, and it all makes sense. So, in front of you, we just have, I gave you our last just biannual or bi-monthly report, just to give you an idea of all the things going on in Jackson County. I also have a flyer that's individual excellence, and it's part of the cultural change that we believe will make a difference in Jackson County. And then last but not least, we want to promote Wednesdays are possible. We started this a couple months ago, and it's the first Wednesday of every month. And the first meeting we interviewed Mark Lyon from Macocata Brewing, and then the second we had David Blake from Blue Nine. And this meeting will be interviewing the keepers from Classics Unlimited, of course, and so we'll be here in Preston. And we wanted to, as part of this visit, also personally invite each and every one of you to attend. it's informal. We come in and we have, the keepers already have the questions, but it's just gonna be a conversation. And then the public, we've had about 30 people in attendance for the last couple, and actually the Jackson County Foundation Board, I think, is gonna be attending this meeting. And there's some other people, so we think there'll be quite a few people here to visit your town and find out more about Plastics Unlimited. And then it's how we view these get-togethers, so to speak, is it's a way for people to hear other people's success stories and then be inspired to do the same. Because the more that we can support small business and get people to start those, their ideas, right? And then they can learn from each other, they can support each other, they can, just be there for each other. So that's really all I had. Did you have anything you wanted?
I think you covered those pretty thoroughly.
So we'd like to, I guess one more thing I did wanna say is, I'm sorry you're losing Teresa. I'm very glad we get to keep her in Jackson County. And I also wanted to, I think, you probably don't remember the first time I introduced myself, but I have 26 years of city administrator experience. I'm 24 in Grimes and then 2 in Winterset. So, no, I'm not gonna be applying for the job, but.
I have two things on that. Are you interested in, if you got a vote on Friday, we might have that.
Yeah, no, thank you, but like I told Cheryl, and I want you all to know too, is I love the work, so if you need any help in the transition, I've also gone through the hiring process a couple different times from both sides of the table. So if you want to help with that, help reviewing applications, help with interviewing from somebody who really knows if a person's giving the right answer or not. I help Bellevue, in their interview process as well. Don't hold that against me, but I just want to offer that because I do have a lot of experience with city government, and so if you need any help in the transition, there's not any extra charge, anything. It's just something that we want to be able to help you where you're at with the needs that you have. So please keep that in mind.
We might need that.
I think, yeah, that's huge. As we go through the process to have some help, and then once we get whoever that individual on board, if they need some help and some guidance, I'm sure we've got Cheryl is definitely going to be a great help there, and I'm sure Teresa will answer questions as we need them. But the more resources we can have, the better transition will be for that individual.
Well, Teresa's gonna have her hands full too, so I do.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's all I had. So I want to thank you again for your support and hope that you'll continue to support us. And please reach out if we can help in any way.
This is exciting. That's neat that the keepers are involved with that.
Yeah, it's a cool thing starting to do, so. Yeah, no, I mean, this is kind of, good, if you wanna call it good timing, for you guys coming in and talking to us, because, yeah, we are gonna need, we're probably gonna be needing some help, here real in the near future, so, with a few different things, so, yeah.
I guess don't afraid to reach out to us if we forget to reach out.
How are you doing over there?
We're just barely holding our head above water.
Cheryl, get on the phone.
Cheryl in the last 2 days. Cheryl disappears, we're all in trouble. We need to catch her before that happens.
You'll get us through, won't you, Cheryl?
We'll try her again, guys.
Okay, well, does anybody have any questions for Kelly or Ben or anything along those lines? No. I don't, I guess just thanks for stopping in and hopefully we'll be seeing more of you.
Of course. Thank you for your time, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah. So.
So we'll switch, so you guys can come in. You can sit in the hot seats over there.
Hot seat,
Hot seat all warmed up for you.
Safe travels.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so next up, number 9, discuss and consider options for the ditch by the St. Catholic Church. And we have Dennis Driscoll and Greg Mickle with us. So, guys,
You're right into it too, aren't you? I mean,
So I guess we're here just to say that the decisions that were made last summer, after letting it sit another year, aren't exactly the way we feel today. So we're here to ask you how you feel today. And if there's been any other, obviously this hasn't been on your to them. We did experience, and I know the city guys probably know, on the west end, there's a spin approach to that tube that goes, pardon me, I don't know my streets, but the one that would go from School Street over to Chuck and Michelle Hempens. Anyhow, that street there,
The St. Joseph's?
is that St. Joseph's?
Yeah, I think so.
Anyhow, so there's a spin approach there, and it's like 10 foot long or whatever. That did experience some undermining again. So that's 2 occasions that has happened. So what that's done now is kind of raised our concerns about, once that gets, if that were to start with what we were proposing to do there, how would we stop it and how would we avoid it with those 2 things? So, yeah, so we're just here to tell you that, we certainly do still wanna do something, but, we've been fighting this fight for a long time and nobody has the perfect answer for that, So whether that is to try and get it cleaned out again and maybe some type of riprap or gat or something, Matt, your background would tell better than, some type of material to put in there.
My
Maybe
question,
stop the erosion.
I guess my question is, a question back at you, you said you have some ideas maybe, before we throw out our thoughts maybe, because I think we have a wide variety, we've talked about it a little bit, and we're open to some adaptions maybe too, but what's your thoughts?
Kind of what I just did, is
Just maybe some,
bring forward some type of, clean it out and get it shaped again, and fill it in with whatever, and then the most common thing that comes up is some type of material just to reduce the erosion.
There's
Now,
something you can plant there, you see like,
I think
DNR, they plant stuff and, I don't know.
I think one of the biggest things is you just need to, it never dried up last year because you have big pools.
Yeah.
And then you have solid material in the pool and solid material. So
It
a lot of
should've
it
been dug
doesn't
out
flow
last year.
through to ever get it to dry out to be able to do the project we had talked about, So, to me, that'd be number one, is get it to flow. If you can get the right opportunity, you can get some grass growing. That runs pretty strong there sometimes, to think that grass is gonna stay there. I don't think that's probably a true statement, because you'll get your little pockets that'll start washing out then, and without putting, some riprap or some heavy macadam or something down. You'd almost wanna do a riprap because you don't want any, stone picking up and really washing too far. I mean, it's not gonna go in anything but a ditch, I guess, there, but, the other options are things we discussed last time, and again, it comes down to money, right?
yeah,
You know-
and didn't know whether your plans, we had got into quite a lengthy discussion that night about the future and, the possibility of a sidewalk on the south side of School Street and some other things, widening the street or do whatever, and, so if that was at all on your radar, that we're not that dead set on what our decision was last summer.
Well, I think it's on our radar. I think we have I guess back up. First of all, we still haven't changed our mindset that this is an important project that needs to be handled. You dealt with it way too long.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, anybody doesn't agree with me, but it's gone on way too long, and we wanna get it settled, so it's easier to mow on and on and on and on, And I think we have, I don't know where we're at yet, but I know we've talked about, do we move forward with the project the way it was? Go ahead and get it done, get it dug out so it can dry out and go with the project we had planned before. Where last time we talked about it, do we put the storm sewer in, and can cap it off and be able to widen the road someday and put a sidewalk in, there's, like, again, money speaks, and where can we get the money, what can we do to get the job done? We have a park that's a beautiful park that we keep growing, we keep adding to, so we keep having, we're inviting families and children and everybody else to keep going that direction. We've got a subdivision that's gonna get a bunch of new homes and more growth that area, and we don't have a good, safe access to that part of town, church and everything else, so, we've talked about it a lot, and I don't know that we've come to a agreement or conclusion on exactly what we want or how we pay for it, but I think we all do agree on, again, that it needs to be something needs to be done sooner or
So,
later.
and yes, and we're not here asking for a decision tonight. I guess what we're asking for is any help that we can get to try and just temporarily, for lack of better terms, to fix it, to maybe, to get a start on where we may be headed with this. And if that is simply, digging it out. Gary had said that he had had a conversation with Jesse Johnson, another contractor, and he had done some work for us at the church, and he had some ideas. Now, unfortunately, Gary had some family matter come up tonight, he's unable to be here with us, but, yeah, so any of you know that Jesse Johnson, you can either reach out to him, or I can invite him back to another meeting, but Gary had indicated that he had some ideas, and something different, so. I guess really what I want is, we wanna try and temporarily do something there, and maybe in the direction of what our end goal is. But just to let you know that, yeah, we're not as excited about the sped project as we were a year ago.
So if, let me ask this then, Elvis, so the project, the money that you're willing to put forward on what we were gonna do, you'd be willing to put that same dollar amount towards any sort of fix then?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. And that hasn't changed.
Is that something we can, Teresa, Mr. Mayor, we can have a session on or talk about, get a meeting set up to discuss more in depth on what we think the right fix is, where we wanna go with it, because if we do know the direction we wanna go, then as we work on temporary stuff and things like that, hopefully that could be decent money spent towards the final project.
This something needs to be kicked to the street committee and have them kind of focus on that.
They've kind of all talked about it, off and on, and to me, yeah, I mean, we can have a work session or whatever we wanna call it, or if we just put it on an agenda for, just a discussion topic, that's the way to go. I think, to me, it boils down to, I think we need to know, hard sense. We need to know what we're talking about as far as, money-wise, that will probably lead us in what direction.
And we got
What
a
is
quote,
our
didn't we get a
options?
quote a year or two ago, Teresa?
Mm-hmm.
So we could add some inflation to that, and
Yeah.
give us a good idea.
Yeah, so I think that's probably the first route to go, so that way, I mean, because once you know that dollar amount, then it's, to me, it's easier after that, because then it's either yes, we can, or no, we can't, and then we have to come up with another option if that isn't gonna. I think ultimately, everybody, just in the discussions that we've had, I think ultimately people want an end solution to this thing, we don't want to keep just Band-Aiding it, I think that's.
But part of the discussion a year ago was, are we putting forth $40,000 that may not be something
Right.
towards the long-term
Right.
goal?
Exactly.
Exactly.
There again, that's, we can avoid that.
Mm-hmm.
We're willing to back off here on our intensity on getting that fixed, and let's do it so it's good for both of us.
And do we, in the time frame, do we just dig it out, whether that's, I don't know if our city guys can reach her, we hire Cundy or somebody to do it, and, can we plant a grass that has a longer root system to maybe help us get by a little bit,
Yeah.
And if we can get the right time, it never works like that, you'll dig it, and then you'll have a monsoon, and it'll, but that's just life, I guess,
Yeah.
But if we could get that water to flow and.
But I do think it does need to be dug out, just looking at it.
Yeah, again, last year was dry for a pretty long period of time, and there was pools of water there all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So
So,
maybe
yeah,
that's something we wanna look at, just have Cundy get us a price to what it would do, just to get water to flow through and throw a deep rooted grass seed in it, even if it's something we don't mow, but we just gotta weed eat and leave it so tall so it can slow the water.
And somebody, in one of our discussions, they talked about a material of some sort. Went down there too, and I don't know what that is, I don't remember.
It was like a fence, a mesh that would go down, and it was pretty substantial in cost. I'd almost rather see us do, we're gonna spend that kind of money, go towards a storm sewer project. I mean, it was high.
It was expensive.
Yeah, it was extremely
Alright,
high.
that's fine.
But I say we can't get it cheaper.
There's a million ways to skin a cat, right?
Do the city guys do any of that, like put some type of, I don't know,
This who?
this city, our city guys, you know, they dig that out, put some type of,
It's like
I mean, the
snow fence
engineer was
material or
talking
something.
about
Yeah,
that.
in a nutshell, it's like a mesh snow fence that holds
Yeah.
the soils together and stuff like that, so it doesn't wash away.
You know?
You guys, there's something we can put it down ourselves and put the seed on top, will get us by a little bit.
I can talk to Jack tomorrow,
Yeah,
and we can see, we can come up with some options.
yeah.
Yeah, to me, the first step is getting that thing dug out so that it flows
I'm
stuff.
sure that's gonna have to get done anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I can ask Jack if,
Yeah.
I don't know if we can with
Yeah, I
our
don't know if we can.
backhoe
I don't think
or
we'll
not.
be able to reach it probably.
I don't think
Yeah.
so either.
So that was, and then the other issue is, talking about the backhoe, preferably optimally would be a rubber tire backhoe, not cutting with his track hoe, that's the other
Right.
issue. That's why in the past, even when I was on the council, we call them Jackson County Secondary Roads, and they don't,
They're great all, they come in and they can
but they
extend
don't
it
do
out.
that, they don't provide that service anymore, it's my
Might just reach that from the road.
Yeah, if you had a grate all or something like that, you could reach over the road.
yeah,
Yeah, it'd be nice to get it from the road, you're gonna have to have some bigger equipment there.
Yeah.
bigger equipment, like I said, and something rubber tired or rubber tracked. And I believe, without quoting that, that in the discussion, I agreed to recommend with Jesse Johnson that he had access to a piece of equipment. So I can reach out to him, you know, and get his
Yeah, go
contact.
ahead.
That'd be
Yeah,
great.
reach out.
Yeah.
Let me reach out to him and I'll give, is it all right, safe to say, to just kind of work with Jack for a little bit
Yeah,
until we get a plan and then,
I'll talk with Jack tomorrow,
Okay.
and I'll have him look you up.
Yep.
How about that?
sounds good?
I think that's a good first step, and then, like I said, on our end, I guess, it boils down to just having discussions on.
Just gotta decide which way we're gonna go.
Exactly.
And then
Yeah.
move forward.
Yeah. Yeah, 'cause
Many
that,
projects, not enough money.
That's always the issue, isn't it?
That's always the issue.
But I think this is what Kelly was getting at, because Ashley Hinson's office had money, and so did Marion Miller Meeks. They both, looking for projects. And some of those projects are, it's gotta be shovel ready. You have everything when you submit it. And that's the biggest problem, and that's what we complained about, is you're not giving us enough lead time. And when I met with representatives, that's what I told them, is, you know, we just don't have enough time. You say, okay, we've got money, you have 2 weeks to get this to us.
Well, if we get it ready, can they post date the check?
Now, wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, then you're right to have that list of things.
Because this would be something that, you know, if you wanna go with a little bit bigger project, especially you can see what they awarded this year, to see if it was infrastructure, tourism, what projects were funded.
I think it'd be a good one when we're talking safety in schools and church and,
Mm-hmm.
you know, growth and all the above. It hits a lot of boxes.
yeah. Okay, well, I guess Alice, you and Teresa and Jack kind of stay in touch
Yep.
and kind of keep us in the loop on what's happening, and
Are
then,
you good with that, Greg?
Absolutely.
All right.
okay.
We'll take all the ideas we can get.
And then, yeah, and then I guess.
And there again, if anybody has any other resources that we can pool here, I mean, I'm
Yeah,
I'll
I'll
have
ask some questions too, see what else. we can-
contact, I mean,
Yeah.
they said, you know, I mean, Mark was the one, was he the one that was here last year when we talked?
Yes.
Now, when Mark had been down this road, clear back when Roger Kilburn and I were on the city council, you know, that's how long this has been going on, so. Yeah, that's a long time ago. All right, thank you.
Okay,
Thank you,
Thank
gentlemen.
you.
Have a good evening.
Okay, all right, we will jump down to, number 10, discuss and consider raising deductibles on property insurance. So,
I did not include the email, which I should have with his deductible choices, but if we would go with a 5,000 deductible, it will save $5,564 on our premium. If we raise the deductible to $10,000, we will save $9,603, and that's on the property side of our insurance. Our overall property invoice was 79,000. So, I'll be honest, it
It's over
scares me.
10% savings, huh?
Yeah,
I say it's a wash, I think you look higher,
It is, yeah, it pretty much is a wash.
you're kind of self-insuring yourself at that point that you hopefully make it a year without a claim.
Mhm.
What do we have for claims in the past 5 years?
Property, like, they're, like, so.
We discussed, I think, the water tower.
we had the
was-
water tower get struck by lightning.
Oh, okay.
That's
that
the
was
only
a-
claim in the last,
That was a $40,000 one, but,
Jinx us, but.
last 10 years, last 5 years.
oh, what else? You weren't here. I don't know why I looked at you. I was trying to think, I know we talked about the water tower one, and I don't know what other one he's.
Yeah, I don't remember if there was anything else
Yeah,
that we talked about.
yeah, yeah. The water tower one was huge.
Like you said, you're self-insured.
Really, if you're
By so
doing-
many years, you
if
figure
you're
yourself
paying
off.
for
And
it,
Exactly,
you're
yeah.
higher.
Yeah.
And if we're not consistently having issues, I think it's worth saving the money and I guess it's a roll of the dice going that direction, but based on history, I don't think it's much of a gamble.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Okay.
I guess if something happens, we'll have to figure it out then.
You'd have to have, I guess, multiple claims in 1 year.
So go with the 10,000.
What's your recommendation,
Is that what
Teresa?
everybody's thinking?
Well, we've been talking about this in the office, and I'll use JT's term. I'm on the fence.
I don't know, 10% is enough to, just with the crazy weather and just the stuff, it just things are changing weird. I bet, you know,
With the windstorms, I think that's my biggest.
wind.
I guess you could look at it that way.
It seems like there's been a lot more, I mean, the derecho, we were lucky. We didn't get in on any of that damage. I mean,
We have been pretty lucky.
we have been lucky.
Yeah.
We didn't get in on the hail this last time. I mean, we've just been lucky.
Yeah, at some point our luck's gonna run out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't disagree with going to 5, just kind of maybe, but then it's not big enough.
Excuse me.
Yeah, if you're only gonna go with 5, I'd say just keep it where it's at, but
Yeah.
I know, I'm on the fence too.
Yeah, jumping to 10, I don't know,
I don't know what we
yeah,
have
I'm kind
in
of
the budget
unsure
for
on
deductibles.
taking that big of a
Yeah.
jump.
Okay.
And we already paid the premium this year, so is this something to consider for next year, is that what we're?
No, this would be, we would get a
We
refund
would get a
back.
refund if we decide, okay.
Yeah.
we're
Well, if we
saving.
got a refund, where would we put that money? Can we save that for?
Oh, it goes back to where it came from.
Oh,
Probably the ditch project.
yeah, it did.
So we got a plan project.
Save it in case we have a claim, I guess.
Good.
Others?
Rich, what's your opinion here? Let's hear it.
I'd say I just leave it the same.
Yeah, I think you leave it the same or you go with the 10, right?
Yeah.
Well, if you go to
Yeah,
10, all
those
of a
choices
sudden you got
are
2
legal.
occurrences, so what, you got $20,000.
Well, it's, you save the 10 on the front side and you're paying the 10, the first one's a wash. Your second claim in that year is the one that's gonna get you,
Yeah, that's
if you have the second claim, the first one's is nothing.
Yeah.
It would be
Right.
one
So now,
claim,
if we have,
hopefully
if we have a
it's not-
hailstorm go through, we hit multiple locations, is it just, one deductible?
It's just one,
Okay, it's not for each piece of property.
no.
So to consistently have 2 building claims per year consistently, then it would obviously.
You better be knocking on wood. You're jinxing us.
Right.
This is wood.
It's just my thought.
Yeah, but you do get a couple claims and then that 10,000, I mean, that adds up quickly.
Oh, yeah.
That goes fast.
So, yeah, I mean, you are kind of rolling the dice then.
I know personally, in my personal life, I wouldn't do it. That's how I relate to things. Would I or wouldn't I? And it's like, I don't know if I,
I couldn't afford
the risk.
But.
If we look at it that way, then I wouldn't do it either.
Right.
Yeah. And I usually pay a little bit more to have a lower deductible, so I wouldn't have to come up with such a big amount if something happens. I say let's keep it the same. That's my thought.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Okay. You guys good with that?
Be swayed, yeah, I'm good with that.
On the fence.
So it's got, it's be over. It's next time. Yeah, so,
Okay, well, if everybody's good with that, then I think we'll just leave it. We'll just leave it where it is for this year.
There you go, millennial.
I'm gonna keep track.
Get a rubber
Oh, there's
hose.
sewer
That's our
projects,
savings.
ditch projects.
Okay, do we need a motion on that?
No, we just need,
Didn't change it, so.
we didn't, yeah.
Okay, all right, we'll move down. Number 11, approve resolution 2022-80, adoption of budget and certification of city taxes for fiscal year 2023-24.
So nothing has changed when I gave it to you last meeting. 10.99 is our tax, so we went up a little bit, not a whole lot, so. Trying to keep it where it's not,
Reasonable.
it's tolerable with everything else that's going on in the world. We had a copy of the budget, well, I had it on the, just the front sheet on the window. We put it in the paper, and then a copy of the full budget was, in the clerk's office and in the library, so.
Okay, do we have any concerns with anything on there?
that's what it is, right?
Yeah. 4931 Law Center? Yeah, I mean, it could have been worse, honestly.
Go ahead.
I got a PBX return, it's for Darlene, do you have the number?
Okay, unless there's any other discussion, I'll ask for a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2022-80, adoption of budget and certification of city taxes for fiscal year 2023 to 2024.
Second?
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Matt Peterson,
Yes.
Matt Girardi.
Yep.
Adam Ryder,
Yes.
JT Thompson,
Yes.
Rich Peterson.
Yes.
Okay, number 12, approve resolution 2022-81, setting the public hearing for the status of funds for the CDBG CV Town Hall Grant.
And the public hearing, it would be set for May 8th at 6 PM. Amanda Dupont from ECIA will be here to go through that.
Okay, so we just gotta set the,
I just-
Set the date.
that's May 8th, we're gonna,
Your next meeting.
next.
May 8th, yep.
Well, I'll make a motion to approve the resolution 2022-81, setting the public hearing for the next meeting, which would be May 8th, 2023.
Second?
Second.
Yeah, roll call, please.
Matt Girardi.
Yep.
Adam Ryder.
Yes.
JT Thompson.
Yes.
Rich Peterson.
Yes.
Matt Peterson.
Okay, 13, discuss and award bid for crack ceiling for fiscal year 24. So there's a couple bids in your packet.
We do have a recommendation.
Okay.
We would like to, and the reason this is coming to the table, this is for our next budget year, but, they're starting to schedule their work, their jobs. So they're asking us, did they get the bid?
Oh, okay,
That's what's going on.
okay.
So we would recommend going with Manats. They came in with the low bid.
And they did it last year for us too, right?
Yes, and they do a really good job.
Question,
Yes,
are those bids comparable?
yes,
There's a quite big difference,
That's a big difference.
like a real big difference.
I know.
Well, you
The
look
only one, just take the 1,800 for the church off. That isn't, it had to be done this way. The other one didn't even bid on that. Even if you take the church out, there's a big difference. And we can't explain it, why.
I know, I was thinking I was missing something.
one did not list Black Street. I didn't see it.
Okay, so the bottom one lists Eastern Iowa Asphalt lists Black Street. Hold on, I get just my glasses.
Well,
Well, you're,
Well, Black Street is up by Stevens Street, so.
yeah, I think that is covered, the crack Stevens Street. Cause yeah, I agree, we looked at them and Jack even called.
I think a lot of it is, you know, you got one company that has several crews that just specialize that and travel around and do it boom, 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 town, town, town. And that's just what they do. You don't want to hold them certain, you have another company that's not what they necessarily.
That's not their
specialize,
main.
have crews set up for.
Mhm.
They
and is that tree?
They come in a lot cheaper, a lot quicker than moving it out.
Mm-hmm.
I think, you know, but both great companies do a great job, don't get me wrong, you know.
Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, when you have two comparable companies, then it comes down to the money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree completely, you know. Again, there's more money for another project, you know.
Yeah.
Especially if we're satisfied with the lower bid, you know.
Right.
Good job to do.
Right. Okay. Okay, anybody have any questions, other questions or discussion on that?
Anything else, Rich?
No, no. That just struck me as kind of funny, it wasn't cold down in the.
Yeah, I kind of wondered the same thing.
And I can we can call him, I'll double check with him. I have his email address, he emailed him to me and asked him if that includes
Black Street.
Black Street.
Yeah, 'cause the other one listed, it's,
He was in a rush to get us the quotes.
I don't know, may come back without it.
So.
I think just
okay,
make it, you know, as long as it includes Black Street.
Yeah,
If it doesn't,
Yeah.
we'll come back and visit it again.
Yeah.
If it does, who cares?
yeah. Okay,
I'll make a motion to approve the crack seal for Manats as long as it includes Black Street.
okay, second,
Second.
and roll call please.
Adam Ryder,
Yes.
JT Thompson,
Yes.
Rich Peterson,
Yes.
Matt Peterson,
Yes.
Matt Girardi.
Yeah.
Okay, 14,
Good, skip that.
yeah, let's just skip that one. Accept the
Table it.
resignation. Yeah, let's table that.
No.
That's a good idea.
For 5 years.
Move on.
Oh, you're hilarious.
Accept the resignation of Teresa Weinshank as city administrator.
No.
Unfortunately, we have to.
Unfortunately,
Like,
the
we don't have a choice.
Right. Yeah. I don't think we really have a say in the matter.
No, thanks for everything you've done for us, you know, and you've helped take us to the next level, and we appreciate it, and wish all the best for you. You know, glad you're not going too far away.
Thank you. It's definitely bittersweet, so,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is for all of us.
yeah.
I think you've helped bring us, we got a good group, you've helped bring us together, you know, and we appreciate that too. I think this is, I enjoy coming to council meetings and being on this council and all this stuff, and that's all of us that have got us together like that. And we just hopefully can get the right fit to keep us moving in the right direction and keep this continuity we have going on, you know?
Yeah, I'm probably more worried about who we're gonna get than, you know.
It only takes one.
Big shoes to fill.
Big shoes. Oh, we just got a lot of stuff.
A lot of things going on, you know, I think that's great, we got a lot of big projects going, and I think that's what scares us, we just don't have a hiccup, but we've got Cheryl knows what's going on, and she'll give us good guidance and help us get somebody else in.
Even if it takes a couple years.
Well, big projects are good, because it means we're trying to move, you know, in the right direction and move forward, so that's, you know, big projects are not a bad thing.
That says a lot about you two helping us get to that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's been a joy, great working with all of you and people in town.
Awesome. Even you, Matt.
Yeah. Even you, Matt.
Awesome.
Yeah, I was joking with Teresa, in an email, I thanked her for prodding along sometimes a young mayor who, you know, needs it sometimes, so, yeah, you're gonna be missed. So. Okay.
With regrets. Don't make me cry.
Somebody wants to make a motion on that?
I make a motion to approve the resignation of Teresa, regretfully. Wish her all the best of luck.
Second?
I'll second.
And roll call.
JT Thompson,
Yes.
Rich Peterson,
Yes.
Matt Peterson,
Yes.
Matt Girardi.
Yep.
Adam Ryder.
Yes.
Okay, 15, any other business?
Yeah,
Bill, you got
talk
anything?
during the police committee meeting.
Okay.
Did you wanna talk about the Miles contract at all?
Yeah,
So,
let's-
Can we
let's-
bring it up in the business?
Yeah,
Yep,
we can bring it up
Since we got
a little bit.
council.
If you can give me some direction on, you know, what you would like to do after you discuss.
So I can start and please everybody help out here, you know, but, I think everybody's aware, you know, we tried to, Bill had testing going on, again, correct me if I'm wrong, Bill, had testing going on for some candidates, and we didn't get anybody, that we could send to the academy, let's say, you know, that passed everything, and don't have maybe that person that we just want to throw on right away. Give us some time, you know, to think about how we want our department to go and stuff like that, but I guess I always keep saying, you know, how do we change the cycle and keep, you know, we're fortunate enough to have Bill here and keep us going, and we just keep having this rotating door a little bit, let's say, that we're trying to stop, you know, and what can we change in our system to help do that? And one thing might be, you know, is it time to just focus on Preston, you know, and give our community the time, you know, that we needs, and taxpayers, the dollars that you're paying, make sure they get their dollar worth right now, you know. I guess just to cut to the chase, you know, I guess I'm leaning right now towards to make that change. Do we just not do miles? You know, do we part ways? You know, wish them, you know, the best of luck. They'll find somebody that can fill that gap, you know, and we do it right and give the time that we need to give them the notice, you know, and we move forward, you know, and Bill can focus on our community, you know, and keep things moving in the right direction, and give us time to find, you know, some help, and whether that be, you know, let's say if we lose Miles, that's 20 hours a week, so it's instead of, 80-man officers, we need 60 right now, and we go to, get him some part-time help to figure out how we wanna move forward, so he has some options versus just one part-time help, but he's got some extra guys he can work on. And then we can decide on how we wanna, how we wanna move the department. Do we want another full-time officer? What are those responsibilities and stuff like that? But I think to be fair to everybody, and be fair to Bill and our community and Miles and everybody else, we need to make a decision and move forward, So whether it is doing what I'm leaning towards, or if it's, asking for more help, because we need to keep looking for a person, get that person sent to the academy, it's gonna be more money, but then we're gonna have to get reimbursed for that money. Time spent on, instead of just 20 hours, we'll put our 20 hours in, but if we have cases that take us into 25, 30, 40 hours a week, we're gonna have to get reimbursed for that,
Yeah,
we just can't keep doing that, that's just bad business, and we gotta think of it as a business in certain things here too, so, I just wanna get the conversation going, and I think it would be nice to move forward, why we have Teresa here, whichever way we decide to go, that she's got 30 days left, let's say, she can get that ball rolling for us, either way we wanna go, she can get the, get the I's dotted and T's crossed while she's here, so otherwise, that's something else we gotta throw on Cheryl, and Cheryl's gonna have enough on her plate, somebody new we bring in, and it's just gonna extend it into 6 months, a year, I don't know, but it seems like now's the perfect time to make a move and do something. That sound, am I pretty close, Bill?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty fair to say. I mean, obviously, there's, no one wants to do the job, and to get people to come in, we gotta really look at some major changes. And you even look at you even contract with the sheriff's department yourselves. I would wanna lose a job, but obviously gotta do what's right for Preston, and figure out the different avenues to go, but no one wants to do it. Or you have to raise the rates, or you have to raise rates, you have to raise pay, you have to do all this stuff, and, just Clinton County, obviously a little bigger than county, but they had 17 certified people apply for their 3 positions, and, and everybody's going there because they're offering top pay. They're saying, if you come in from another department, you got 20 years in, we're paying you 20 years. We're giving you that 4 weeks vacation right off the bat. We're giving you all the, and now Clinton's doing the same thing, because they're sitting here, we ain't getting anyone.
so departments are stealing other.
Well, that's just the way it is, it's just no one's wanting to do it, and the ones that aren't passing the tests, believe me, this is a shocker to me too, so, and I go back to, the old days when JT and I got in this, there was 100 people around the corner for that same spot that we got. They're just not there,
But you're okay if we move to eliminate Miles?
Well, I think it's a business decision, and we gotta make that, I'm totally with you, because, I'm spending a lot of time, and we're not making the money back on that.
Yeah.
And I can't, it's very difficult to keep track of minute for minute or hour to hour on the amount of time you're there. You go through dispatch and tell them that you're over in Miles, and then if you make a traffic stop, then sometimes they'll clear you from that traffic stop, and then they'll clear you from Miles, and you could have still been over there in Miles for another hour, and you're like, I just lost that hour. I guess and when Nick was here, we kept very good track of, making sure that we each had a certain amount of hours over there. But that would be maybe a slow week where there wasn't but a couple calls. And now we're in a position where I've got 3 gas drive-offs. I've spent 3 hours on that today. From Jesse's, I've got the side-by-side theft that happened a couple weeks ago. I've got 20-some, almost 30 hours on that. I've got probably 2 or 3 other investigations that are all Miles directed, and you're sitting here going, so the time's going over there, and we're not, I don't wanna say we're losing the money, because down the road as time goes on, they maybe not get 14 hours that week because we kind of bank that time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, we're cutting ourselves short right now.
Yeah.
We're cutting our own community short. And I think we need to be fair to ourselves and our own taxpayers.
Well, I think just financially, it's more of a financial situation, and I
we've said, and I've heard, you know, that, you know, if we have miles, you know, it's gonna be more attracting to an officer to come and stay, and, cause there's more going on, they'll have more travel. And I would agree with that, but right now today, part of my language, I'm gonna call it horse shit, because we're not getting officers to stay, and we're not having any money people apply. So I don't know that that's the case, you know, I don't believe that statement anymore right now, today.
It sure ain't showing it.
No, it's not. Well, it's causing more stress, I think, for our department than we need right now at this point. We need to get back to basics and focus on us. That's just my thoughts.
And I totally agree with you. Unless we had the people to do it, and we don't have the people.
And maybe down the road it can work out, we get things going again, and,
Yeah, that's not to say it
not to
can
say
never
this,
happen
you know, I don't wanna, you know, I don't wanna say that we don't ever wanna do miles, and maybe, hopefully it might entertain it again someday, but today, this day and age, I think we need to.
And I think it also comes into they're not willing to put the money forth to make that effort. So, you know, if they were wanting to make a more of an investment, then I think we could, but I still believe they're trying to put a Band-Aid on a broken arm, and it ain't working. And so they're not helping their own city out because of the amount of criminal activity we got going on over there. And I'll give you a great example. 3 gas drive-offs, 2 guys did it twice, and he's visiting a guy that lives in frickin' Miles. And you're like, there you go, that's one criminal coming from Davenport, or I should say Bettendorf, comes up here, visits his buddy, fills up with gas and drives away. So,
What's everybody else's thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, the reality of it, I think. You know,
I would say even if you went to a higher rate and started charging the hours, we don't have the manpower anyway.
Right.
So I don't think there's really an option.
yeah, at this point, I totally
Can
agree.
you still, do we have enough coverage for Spragueville yet? I mean,
Yeah,
that's still-
I think Spragueville is,
And I
That's a
think,
nice little caveat for us,
Yeah.
Okay.
it's pretty simple.
no, I think.
Yeah, I just don't think we have an option. We don't have.
but I think that I guess my big thing is, I still believe, and JT and I spoke about it, is that Preston Police will still be visible at the elementary school in Preston, or in Miles.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think that's just gotta be a
100%.
given, you know.
No, I think that's just, you go over there and spend whatever time you need at the
Yeah,
school, the games, talking to kids,
Yeah.
eating lunch, whatever you need to do.
Yeah.
No, I have zero issue with that, I don't think anybody here does.
What do you think, Rich?
Yeah, sure.
Business-wise, it's not good.
so then I think we have to give
I
them,
mean, there's no such thing as, you don't do it to be kind when you're in business.
Yeah.
We are a business, we're a city,
yeah,
in essence. And if you're not making money on it, and you don't have the personnel to, cover all the bases, it's not a good thing.
It's a disservice to both communities at that point.
I mean,
Well, and obviously, if we cut ties with them, I mean, if there was an emergency call and, the Preston Police Department gonna have to go there.
you still just.
Back up there.
We would in any
You're
community.
still
We would
Yeah.
anyways, right?
whether it's
So,
Beulah, or however, and I would totally agree.
Yeah, but them are major, major.
We're not gonna go do the gas drive-offs.
We're not doing the rest of it, we're not doing investigations, we're not, handling the harassments, no, it's emergency stuff, you go over there, help get the fuck under control, county can.
But we still have to give a 90-day notice then?
Well, I need to get with our attorney, and then I think we didn't have this is other business, bring it back on May 8th.
Yep.
And you can see the letter, approve it, and then we can take care of it.
Yeah, they was just trying to give.
Yeah, just give direction, so are we all in agreement, we should have Teresa dig into it and give the lawyer and see what we can do to, cease the contract and have all the information here.
Can you cease the contract, or do we gotta?
No, it can be seized, it says right in there, you just gotta give notice.
Just gotta give notice,
Both sides can do it.
yeah.
But I think one of the other things we wanna make sure is that we're being paid after the fact for follow-ups on investigations, to finish those up, and any court cases that we would come that would be because of, something that happened in
That you've already had started.
Yeah, something, you know,
That makes sense.
Yeah, I guess I didn't think about
I
that.
think that's something that just
We
needs
get
to.
paid by the hour, the hourly rate we've been getting until everything's finalized.
Yeah.
That's a good way to do it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because that does happen, you know, you ended on July first or whatever, and then you got all this fall.
Got a court case for
court.
Yeah,
drive off the
you
gas,
can't
right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's not just cold.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if everybody's on board with that, I think that's probably the direction.
Well, that's a good question to ask the attorney, how we can
Right.
do that.
Right.
Or
Yeah,
how we word it.
I've made note of it.
Gingerly.
I'll find out.
Okay. All right, if everybody's good with that, we'll move in that direction. Anything else from anybody or Teresa?
The only other thing I was going to mention and Kelly did is May 3rd, Town Hall. The interview with the keepers.
That's what, next Thursday?
That is
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Oh,
Wednesdays are possible, that's why it says that.
That's right.
Got it.
Gotta read.
First Wednesdays of the month.
You're fast. You're really fast.
That's all.
Okay. All right, if anybody has anything else, I will ask for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second,
I'll second.
and roll call please.
Jason Thompson,
Yes.
Rich Peterson,
Yes.
Matt Peterson,
Yes.
Matt Girardi,
Yep.
Adam Ryder.
Yes. All right. Okay, thank you everybody.
No, thank you, Mr.